Hey everyone, welcome to My Wife the Dietitian, a weekly podcast about lifestyle and healthy eating. I'm Rob, and together with my wife Sandra, we invite you to join us on this informative yet entertaining journey through the complex world of healthy eating.
We'll cover everything but the kitchen sink. Each week we'll discuss topics ranging from how to protect yourself from developing cancer, spicy foods to rev up the libido, to caring for your palliative grandfather with Alzheimer's.
We'll also delve into more complex issues like, what the heck is oat milk? Why doesn't my butt fit into these jeans? And every guy's favorite question, will eating spinach really make it bigger? Join us each week as we strive to educate, enlighten, and entertain you.
Attention shoppers, our store will be closing in 5 minutes. Please figure out what you're buying your family for Christmas and bring it to the till. Thank you.
Holiday shopping got you stressed out? Well, you've come to the right place. I am what's known as a last-minute shopping guru. That's right. I've got over 40 years of last-minute shopping experience. Week before Christmas? No problem. Night before Christmas? My specialty. Join us for another fun holiday episode. Sandra and I will give you some easy food-related gift ideas and help you dial down that holiday stress. Stick around and see what we've got for you.
It's 12 days till Christmas.
Is it really?
Yeah. We got to start thinking about gifts, and that's what we want to talk about, gift ideas for Christmas.
Yeah, unless you're like me and you don't think about them until like the 24th of December, and then you just go and get what's out there.
I think the majority of people actually shop in like November, October, like throughout the year, and then kind of start to do the hustle at the end of December. But
you know what my theory is, though, and I've done this for years, and I kind of like it. Because I'm an indecisive person, and if I started shopping in November, I would still think about it until December, and then I would buy it. So if I go out on December 24th, I usually have some ideas, but
it's a deadline.
Yeah, it's like, okay, the store closes at 6 o'clock. I better buy something. So I can't go home and think about it. You know, it forces me to make a decision.
That's true. We can never plan any kind of activity on Christmas Eve.
No, because Rob's busy wrapping presents until midnight, and yeah. And everyone's like, why does the tree look so empty? It's like, because I haven't shopped yet.
Shopped.
I haven't done my shop. I haven't wrapped anything because I don't have anything yet. So, yeah. Anyway, we have a list of holiday gift ideas, and guess what? They're all food related.
Yeah, or eating, like food preparation, eating together, making healthier food.
And do you know why they're all food related? Well, there's two reasons. Is because we do like a food related podcast.
Yeah.
So kind of a no-brainer there. But everybody eats. Everybody in the world eats. So, you know, like who's not going to want or be able to use a food related gift? Nobody. Nobody is not going to want one.
Exactly. Not everybody cooks and prepares food.
No. And for those people, it'll just look pretty sitting on the counter. And it'll make them look like they know how to cook. Anyway, let's get on with our list because there's a lot of stuff on this, and we want you guys to, you know, have more time to go out shopping and not have to sit and listen to our list.
Yeah, good point.
Right?
Or,
it's like, okay,
or listen to the list as you're driving to the store.
Just tell me the stuff so I can go buy it. Anyway, let's start our list here. What are we going to start with?
Well, let's start with a way to get more herbs and spices on our food, spice grinder.
Oh, a spice. And now how does that work? Is that like a pepper grinder? Like it's bigger, right? So because you put big flakes of dried herbs in I like that idea.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't we have one of those? Maybe it could be in my stocking this year.
Maybe you can get it for me.
Maybe this is Sandra's Christmas list, really, and it's kind of her way of telling me all the things that she wants. Sneaky.
That's funny.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you guys an update in January. How many of these things on this list actually showed up on Christmas Day in our house? I bet there's a few.
Excellent. That's cool.
Okay, spice grinder. Good idea.
Well, and next to that is a pepper mill.
Pepper mill. Yeah, because there's nothing like a really nice pepper mill. I've had everything as far as pepper mills. Some are like they grind it and have big flakes. Some are like little flakes. Some just like don't work. Some just make a mess. So yeah, a really nice pepper mill that looks nice and works well. There's nothing like it.
Yeah, it's always nice at the restaurant when they bring it. Would you like pepper on your meal?
Well, then you can do that at home.
Mm-hmm.
I could come out to your plate after I've served you dinner, and I could come out and with my big pepper mill and offer you some freshly ground pepper.
Sold. Let's buy it.
Right? There's another one that's kind of like these. We're on a theme here. Actually, there's two more. The coffee grinder. Because we talk about grinding your flax seeds and other seeds.
Mm-hmm.
Well, mostly flax seeds.
Mm-hmm. But you could grind your chia seeds and hemp parts too.
Yeah, there you go. And you don't want to use your coffee grinder like that you make your coffee in, because then it's going to taste like flax.
Or it's going to taste like coffee.
Or your flax is going to taste like coffee. Exactly. So having separate grinders for those is a good way to go. So there's another idea.
And then the next one we just thought of, because we love smoothies and everyone in the family has them, is a really good blender, like one that actually like has a good motor.
Yeah, not the like $49.99 at Walmart blender. That one's okay, but you need a good heavy duty blender that's, can chop ice without,
Steam coming
without
out.
screaming.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so it might cost you a few $100s, but they are worth it, and you'll get so much use, and longevity out of a nice blender.
Absolutely. Yeah. The next thing is an Instant Pot. And we talk about that a lot because we have one and we use it all the time.
Almost daily. So describe what an Instant Pot is.
Well, it has the like pressure cooker function, and then also like a slow cooker. And so you can do lots of different things. You can, make.
It's like a crock pot.
Yeah.
But with the steaming function. So it makes it's like a crock pot that's fast.
Yeah.
It's funny because Sandra will put stuff. Sandra's an early riser and she likes to be busy in the morning. So she'll get up, and I'm the opposite. I get up and grab a coffee and hit my chair for like an hour while Sandra's in the kitchen just giving her at like 6 a.m, making food and like throwing a chicken in the crock pot thing, the Instant Pot, and like all this stuff. And she's like, oh, I just made dinner. But really, because it's so fast, it's ready at about 10 a.m. And so we end up eating it for lunch and also have leftovers for dinner and whatever. But it's kind of funny. They're so fast.
Yeah. Well, I usually do if it's from frozen, then we do the pressure cooker aspect. Like what is it? Where you just, it's like 50 minutes and then it's done, but I slow cook it too for a while.
Yeah.
Just so that it's really done.
And then
more flavor.
The soups in the Instant Pot are amazing too.
Yeah. Getting the, after the chicken's all done and you get the bone broth, and then you make your broth for the lentil soup and minestrone and all the different types of, and have the broth for lots of different things, right? With your rice or casseroles or for many different recipes.
I don't think you've made a soup that I didn't like.
Great.
They're always like, oh my God, this is so good. And there's so much that lasts for like Sandra went away last weekend and I was home alone. And that's all I ate all weekend long. Like, oh, look, there's more soup.
Breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Well, not breakfast, but lunch and dinner, definitely. I was busy. I didn't feel like cooking because I'm just home alone. I'm like, oh, there's just jars and jars of soup. And I'm like, well, everything's in there that I need. This is easy. We got to get rid of it. So, yeah, it was nice. And, yeah, so Instant Pot, I vouch for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. Next one, air fryer. Just so that you can cook some of your food without using like deep fried grease and oil. So it cooks it quickly, and yeah, I think you can cook a lot of different things in an air fryer.
We don't have one, but that's definitely on Sandra's Christmas list.
I've been thinking about it for a little while.
So
and,
maybe one will arrive one of these days at our house, and we'll have to like do some cooking in it and like talk about all the awesomeness that you can do with an air fryer. We've watched some videos and they look pretty fun. Well, fun. I mean, they look pretty useful, I suppose is a better word.
Yeah.
And fun, I suppose, if you can have fun in the kitchen. That's
Yeah. And I think they do reduce the energy because if you're cooking similar things in the oven versus an air fryer, then it's a lot less energy.
well, and they sound like they're faster.
Yeah.
Well, they heat up pretty quick, and yeah. So yeah, something to look at.
But variety too, just having different ways of cooking your food is important.
Yeah. I wonder if it comes with an extra countertop, because like it's one of those big kind of appliances in your kitchen that just like, eat counter space.
Yeah. And I think they used to be quite noisy.
The air fryers. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Have they been they've been around for a little while, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think the technology is improving every year.
Right on.
Next thing is safe cookware. So the no non-stick. So like not the Teflon, but like the stainless steel or the cast iron cookware that doesn't have all those kind of non-stick sprays on them, because not so good, especially if they start cracking or getting peeled, or it's just so not good for your health.
Like, what are all those black spots on my food? Is that, yeah, you're like, it's time for a new frying pan, I think.
You're joking, right?
Well, no, I've seen it when they start to break down, and you're like, yeah, I think that's the frying pan all over our food. I don't think we
no, that's so not good.
eat this.
Camping. I think I've seen that camping.
Well, that's camping flavor, though.
Yeah.
That's
right.
But yeah,
Right.
good call. I mean, they're pricey for the nicer frying pans, but having good, safe stuff to cook with is pretty important.
Yeah. And from our Fats, Grease, and Oil, episode 23, cooking in broth and cooking, like, instead of using, like, hot oil is probably a better way to go anyways.
Yeah, there you go.
Next one's glass jars.
Sandra loves glass jars. We have a cupboard full of glass jars. And it's one of those things where I throw them out sometimes, and she saves them without me knowing, and I throw them out without her knowing.
I put the soup in the glass jars, and we make dehydrated apples tons of them. So they're mason jars. And so anyways, glass jars are excellent. You can make dehydrated apples is a good example of homemade gift. And then the next thing is a label maker.
Back to the glass jars.
Yes.
I like the glass jars.
Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, I was also...
Just so you understood my comment, I'm just saying that you love them too.
Yeah, because actually you can put we don't do this, but we can fill the glass jars with oatmeal, with the sesame seeds, with the sunflower seeds, pumpkin seeds, all the different nuts, the walnuts. We can have them on the counter. I mean, glass is a great material.
Yeah, they're good for leftovers and that sort of thing. They are useful as long as you keep it to a reasonable amount of glass jars. Okay, label maker. We bought a label maker. I bought a label maker because I got tired of having to look for things and them being in different places in the cupboards all the time. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to label some things in the kitchen so people know where the dishes go and what goes in the drawers. I think it sort of helps, but they're also amazing for all sorts of, I mean, you can label everything in your kitchen.
Yeah. And I the reason I put it on there is for, like, if you're making homemade gifts and you're putting something in the glass jars to give away, and then you put a little label so that people know what is in there.
Yeah, that's I mean, like I said, there's endless things you can do, and they're pretty cheap, and they're pretty easy to use, and they're fun.
Cool. Next thing is actual food. So there's 3 different things in that category: salsa, and antipasto, olives. Those are all good foods as gifts.
Who doesn't like food?
Exactly. And it's funny because my grandmother was named Olive, and so my dad, her son-in-law, would give her olives for Christmas every year because it was a little running joke, just olive.
It's the tradition.
It's a tradition.
Yeah.
And the next thing is tea.
Tea is, that's a gifty kind of thing.
Yes, yeah.
Because it looks neat. It's usually in a neat box.
And most people like tea. I mean, it's just, well, I guess if you don't like tea, then it wouldn't be a good thing to give. But, I forgot the lime crusher.
The lime crusher?
Or lemon crusher. Or I don't even know what they're called, but they're like
it's a squeezer thing.
The squeezer, yeah.
Yeah, with the handle, and you put the thing in it. You cut them in half, your lemon or lime or whatever you're squeezing, and maybe not eggs. You probably don't want to use it for eggs, but lemons and limes and citrusy fruits would be good for squeezing the juice out of, right?
Oh, it's awesome. Yeah, those are really...
I was just teasing it. Sandra's giving me this crazy look. Eggs, what's he talking about? I was just being silly. Yeah, they're great. Having a little bit of a lemon squeeze on your salad or even just in a glass of water. I saw you doing that the other day.
Mm-hmm, it's great.
Yeah, it's pretty tasty.
Next thing is the charcuterie board. Did I say that right?
Pretty close. It depends
You
how
say
French. A charcuterie?
There
it's
we go.
either charcuterie or charcuterie.
Okay.
Depends where you live. Yeah.
Well, you've made one
It's
for
like
us before,
herbs
which is
and
nice.
herbs. It's one of those words, I think.
Or tomato and tomato.
Yeah, there you go. We could go on.
You've made these before, and they're wonderful.
Well, they just look nicer than a plate. It's a really neat way to present your food, like, and it's usually they're unique, artisan made, locally crafted, that sort of thing. So it's becomes a special gift.
Really local in our house.
Yeah, I make stuff like that.
That's
So that's what Sandra's talking about.
The next thing is a subscription to a CSA box, which is that food produce box.
What does CSA stand for?
Google it.
Right now? We talked about that in our previous episode, and I didn't understand what it meant. But anyway, it's one of those.
It's like Community Service Association. We'll have to look it up.
Okay.
Can't remember at the top of my head, but I know it is the produce box. And then 3 things that are kind of teen or child more focused. And that would be like a lunchbox, like a bento box kind of lunchbox.
Yeah, they look neat because they're, old school lunches, you had your sandwich and your piece of fruit and maybe a bag of carrots or something. But now there's so many different options you can put in a lunchbox, but having the right container, which a bento box is, allows you to, put all those different things in there. There's like little dividers. You can put nuts and different little bits and pieces.
Totally. Yeah,
So-
it's awesome. It's like
Yeah, I like that idea.
Mm-hmm.
It reminds me of like a little fishing tackle box or like a toolbox,
Yeah.
a toolbox for food.
That's right. With the seeds and nuts and grapes and pieces of fruit and just cheese.
Yeah, there you go.
Everything. Yeah, it's great. Next one is silicone straws plus the brush that cleans the inside of the straw.
Very important.
Yes. And
Like a drinking straw, you mean?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, we've got a few of those and definitely environmentally friendly. If you're the kind of
straw
person that's, I just can't be bothered with them because it's just a hassle to, I don't know. I like to sip versus doing the straw route.
Right. Okay. And the last thing on the list is like a reusable, like a mug, like a Yeti-type mug that you can, hike with, or, one of those types of mugs that are heavy duty and you can put any kind of fluid, either hot beverage or a cold beverage. And those are awesome.
Are they stainless steel?
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah, that's like the Yeti mug is like a giant. Those things, I have my tea in one of those, and it takes, even with the lid off of it, my tea stays hot for hours.
Yeah.
Like I mean, like half an hour after I've poured it and I'm outside, it's still hot. I'm like, oh my God, it's like burned my tongue. I had no idea. Like, it's so well insulated.
Yeah.
Like I said, even with the lid off. With the lid on, it can go all day staying warm. It's amazing.
Wow.
So yeah, good for, I suppose, kids who are taking stuff to school or like out and about wanting their bevy.
Or just going for hikes or just having your drink with you.
Absolutely.
So hopefully that will help some last minute shoppers for Christmas gift ideas for the family. And
Yeah, thanks, Sandra. I'll make note of that. I'll see what I can track down.
I know. I don't think you have time to get anything online anymore. It's getting too close.
It is. I know. See, I've already looked at a few things online, and it's like, see, it arrives after Christmas. So,
Well, and you know what else is happening after Christmas? Next week, we're going to do the year in review, our last episode of the year, and just taking snippets from previous episodes, and it should be fun.
it will be fun. Yeah, we've done quite a few. This is like 50 something episodes. Well,
52 today.
One a year,
51,
or one a week.
sorry.
So yeah. So there's lots to look back on. It'll be a fun episode. Awesome. Well, good luck everyone with your holiday shopping, and hopefully we've given you a few ideas for different gifts for your family and friends. And I guess we'll have this stuff on our show notes, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll list all these
check
things.
in there and-
Yeah.
You can check out our Facebook page, our Instagram page, our website, mywifethedietitian.com. And you can email us and tell us how much you love our podcast. My Wife the Dietitian. No, that's not it. It's
My Wife
the RD. RD stands for Registered Dietitian, just in case nobody knew that. Anyway, email is mywifetherd@gmail.com.
Yeah, and I guess Santa learned that.
Santa knows. Santa knows where to find us. Absolutely. We're on his speed dial, I think.
We're on the nice list too.
Yeah, exactly. Thank goodness. No, Santa.
No coal.
Yeah. All right. Well, we will talk to you all next week.
Thanks, Rob.
Thanks for joining us today on My Wife the Dietitian. If you like what you heard, don't be shy. Leave us a comment or review, and be sure to share our podcast with your friends. If you'd like to hear more, hit that subscribe button. You can also follow us on our social media pages for updates, episode trailers, and other odds and ends. For more info and links on what we discussed on today's episode, check the show notes. We'll be back next week with another informative and fun-filled episode.